I'm afraid I can't do that, Scary.
Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hairs on your chinny chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Here's Wolfie. Aww. Take your medicine. Ooh. How much more could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
I'm scary. This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for shooting. This is for fun.
Hey folks, how you going? Well, this couldn't be more obvious. The Odyssey I'm about to take on. Now, there's so much said about Stanley Kubrick. He was a genius. He was insane. Some say he didn't do too well in school because he wasn't that smart. But you got heaps of reports saying he had an IQ of 200. The man was a visionary. Yes, he drove Shelley Duvall to the edge of insanity. He brought a gun to the set of one of his films, fired it, and said, "We're taking another take." I can't remember what film it was, but the man, he knew. We could only imagine what was going on in his mind. Now, I don't have the entire collection. I just have some standout films. One of the most crucial films of all time, A Clockwork Orange, starring Malcolm McDowell. Now, this film was hated upon release, and over the years it's gotten recognition as one of the finest movies. It's got a great soundtrack, mostly by Beethoven. Hell, if Kubrick wasn't a director, he'd probably be a composer, probably rival even better Beethoven. If he was a theater director, he would have rivaled Shakespeare, done something more crazy than Macbeth. There's conspiracies that he faked the moon landing, and the props from 2001 were used the next year for the moon landing. You've got the Apollo 13 messages throughout The Shining. 237. It's 237,000 or million miles to the moon. Danny's sweater. And the carpet, that pattern is apparently an overlook of the Cape Canaveral. What else is crazy? Stephen King stayed at the Stanley Hotel, wrote The Shining. Stanley Kubrick directed The Shining adaptation. Coincidence? Or was it all to be? But yeah, Clockwork Orange. It's got a little bit of comedy, drama, action, the ultra violence, fair bit of nudity and sex. That was a thing Kubrick did. And then, well, of course, here's The Shining. Infamously, Stephen King doesn't like the adaptation. He prefers the 1997 adaptation, which is closer to the book, but many people remember this. You know, yeah, it's got the famous bathtub lady in it. That lady and the other woman, that's the only film they starred in. They didn't star in anything before or after. And it makes sense. So yes, a couple differences. No hedge animals. It could have been done with stop motion, but the hedge became really iconic. And then you see the cheap, weak CGI in the miniseries. You know, just so much was done. Like, the miniseries was shot at the actual Stanley Hotel. So things came full circle. You know, you could say it became a Full Metal Jacket. A Great War film, some comedy, drama, action. Not much nudity. But you got R. Lee Ermey, a real drill sergeant. Most of his scenes were natural, weren't scripted. And the Singing in the Rain scene in Clockwork Orange. Kubrick didn't know about the song. He bought the rights straight after. And then when Malcolm McDowell was at a party, he met Gene Kelly. He just gave him the look of death. He was disgusted at how his signature song was used in a violent way. Makes sense. You know, Malcolm McDowell went on to star in many films. He did well as Sam Loomis in the Halloween remake, but yeah, Clockwork Orange, it's what he's mainly known for. Then the last film, very weird, very theatric, lots of nudity in this. You know, you got the crazy Tom Cruise, the excellent Nicole Kidman. So what a pairing, what an alignment. See, all these crazy synchronicities. So crazy I can't even pronounce things properly because of the man, the legend. Hell, for so long Stanley wanted to direct a Napoleon film. He did some period pieces. He did Spartacus. You know, we got Dr. Strangelove. A couple of other war films. You know, war was his thing. The war of mind, body, the psychosexual nature of this film. You know, but he never got to do his Napoleon film. And then he gave Steven Spielberg his blessing to direct AI, artificial intelligence. That was like a dream pet project of Kubrick's. But after Eyes Wide Shut, he passed away. You know, if he was still around today, it would be nuts. He probably either would have done another Stephen King adaptation just to spite him, or done something crazy and experimental. That was his nature. Was he crazy? Well, yeah, bringing a gun on set, shooting it. It was a real revolver. Full on. They did like, I don't know, maybe 90 takes. Comes on set, bam, we're doing another take. You know, he would swear. You know, and then there's reports that he spoke very well of Shelley Duvall. He said he only did that to get the best performance. And people say, no, you drove that woman to borderline suicide thoughts, essentially. Shelley's still Shelley's still broken to this day, but she remembers, yeah, it was his vision. Everyone says it was an honor, it was crazy times. Like, and he's such an influence. There's so many references in movies about his movies. There's documentaries, and yeah, the conspiracy about the moon landing. Mythbusters prove that yeah, it did happen, and then there's still people saying no. They're Hollywood effects artists. Of course, it's exactly how it is because it was a Hollywood production. Kubrick did it to get another job. 16 films. There was many unfinished ones. There's scripts. There's a show, an exhibition of him. It's got the scripts that weren't turned into films. It's got his scope that he would use for certain shots. He utilized the Steadicam. He just was one, and some say the best director ever. And it's been an absolute honor doing a retrospective of my third favorite director of all time. And if I haven't scared you yet, I'll scare you later. I gotta check up on that Reservoir Dog. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Woo! Yeehaw! Whoa! Yeehaw! 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 Yeehaw!